My name is Matt Galiano. This is my Evo 10. Bought it brand new off the showroom. Street drove it for probably 6 months and then tore it completely apart and did this to it. My dad, he got me into cars. We've been building cars, like old muscle cars, since I was a kid. And he'd go to the track once in a while, but I mean, it wasn't like a weekend, a daily thing. We would go maybe twice a year. So I was into cars because of that. And then just watching it on the internet, TV, that's what got me into it. I had a Honda Accord. I turboed that, blew it up about 3 times. I mean, I've had a lot of cars, Camaros, and then I got in Civics, turboed some Civics. And when I first built the car, I was building it for class racing. And then the classes evolve, get faster, so you gotta make the car faster. And then, so certain things I did made the car move up classes. I started out a true street class at World Cup. And then last year we moved to Super Street. And then this year, now we got to run Wild Street because of the transmission. The transmission will help. It will help big time. I mean, it's a sequential tranny. It's going to shift way faster than age pattern. We are testing some new things on the head. The car is making more power. Hopefully it'll be a lot more reliable. So the power and the transmission, I think, is going to help big time.
Matt's Evo retains the factory 2-litre 4B11 block, which has been half-filled for strength. The factory crank has been cut down and likewise strengthened with an REM treatment. GRP aluminium rods connect to the crank with 88mm bore Wiseco pistons. Up top is a ported factory head and an 8-injector Magnus intake manifold. Fuel is delivered via an Aeromotive mechanical pump, which is driven off the dry sump. This combo makes plenty of power.
Car is on a Haltech 2500 Elite, and Jason Slater at TPG Tuning does all the tuning, setup, track support, all that. Made 1048 the other day on the dyno, but it's not on kill. It's about 15 to 20 pounds less boost than we run at the track. The first pass ever in the car went a 9.8. Our goal that weekend was just to run a 9. Well, the first day the car went a 9.80. Next pass went a 9.60. Then something broke. We had to change the clutch. The next day we come back out, the car goes a 9.40. And then we launched the car again, and it left a rear diff and a carbon dry shaft on the line. Then 2019, we got the car together. And we had no testing, went to the shootout. Car was making good power on the dyno. Switched to a strain gauge that year. And the first pass, the car goes an 890 on low boost. So that was on Friday. Saturday, we come back out, first pass, the car went an 860, turned down. The very next pass, we turned the car up, and it broke the world record. It went an 8.1. So it went from, an 880 in November to an 8.1 just in 3 passes. So it was the fastest Evo 10 in the world.
"2020 hindsight is a wonderful thing. If Matt could go back in time and start his Evo build again, he'd do a few things differently."
I just could have saved a lot of money if I would have just went all out right at the beginning instead of, it was already a full out drag car, but it was like trying to keep it in a true street class, which just evolved anyway, and now it's to where it's at right now. So the cage will be addressed this winter. It's got an 850 cage in it. A lot of people run that like that, but I'd like to actually live if I get into a wreck. So I want to be safe. I don't want to die drag racing. It's still factory panels minus the hood, headlight deletes. Carbonetics made the drag side skirts and the drag wing for me. Other than that, it's all stock body panels. Lighten the doors up, lighten the trunk up. I mean, that's it. I was driving by a car lot, a Toyota dealership, and I saw a Tacoma that year released in this color, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta have my car that color. And the paint on it was brand new. I mean, the car only had 6,000 miles on it. It was I forget what the color was called, but it was that real dark blue. And paint was perfect, but I tore it all down and I sprayed the car inside and out.
So, what's next for Matt's Evo 10?
Just send it right off the trailer, everything it's got. I mean, I want the record. I want to break the record again, and then the car's in such a competitive class now with that transmission. I don't think it can be competitive, but there's a lot of fast cars that moved up, so it might. But I want to go a 70. I want to go a 770 in it.
Do you like football at all?
Oh yeah, I love football. Don't tell me you like Cincinnati.
No, Browns fan.
Oh Jesus Christ, this interview's